All right, pregnancy Q&A time. If you missed my announcement on Instagram, I am currently pregnant, and I had put up a little question box in my IG stories for all of your pregnancy questions, and I got a ton of them, so I'm gonna get right into them because there's a lot and I don't want this video to be like 45 minutes. Some really popular questions were you trying to conceive? How long did it take? Are you having a boy or a girl? Any weird cravings? When are you due? So I'm going to get into all of those. Yes, I do know the gender, so I will be answering the boy or girl question. Let's get into the Q&A. How far along are you? I am 20 weeks, halfway through, can't believe it. When are you due? I am due in mid-June. Prenatal recommendations. This was a really, really popular question, so I'll talk about what I take. It's called Fullwell. It's 8 pills a day and 2 fish oil pills. So you gotta buckle up. If you're not someone who likes taking a lot of vitamins, then this might not be for you. I did a lot of research and this had the right quantities and forms of vitamins and minerals that are essential for pregnancy, and it has been great for me. How hard was it to keep this a secret, and how did you hide it in your London vlog? So it was relatively easy to keep it a secret until about 2 weeks ago when I really started to show, and I was just getting so excited to bring the community in on this really joyful life change that's happening. And then in terms of London, I wasn't really showing much at that time. It was like 16 to 17 weeks, and in the morning, baby was almost invisible. By the evenings, you will notice in that vlog, if you go back and watch it, there's almost exclusively morning full body content. Because in the evenings, like after I've had a meal, tummy's just expanded over the course of the day, I was definitely showing in the evenings. Why did you wait so long to announce? So I really wanted to soak in this very exciting news. Being pregnant is a very emotional, spiritual process. And because I have a public platform, I knew that I was going to be getting a lot of advice, like really well-meaning advice. And I just wanted to have an idea of what I wanted for myself before putting my pregnancy out there and receiving information, so that I could really tap into my intuition and know what was coming from me versus what was coming from the outside. So I waited partially for that reason, partially too just because Kyle and I have enjoyed keeping it just like a sacred thing between us and like close friends and family. So kind of a twofold answer. Congrats. How are you feeling? So I texted my sister the other day and I told her that the second trimester is the best time of my life. So currently I feel amazing. First trimester, very different story, and I know we're gonna get into that. How old are you? 31. I was 30 when we conceived. When did you start showing? Truly showing, I would say about 18 weeks. Prior to that, it was just in the evenings when my belly would expand, because it changes so much throughout the day, and I had no idea about that prior to getting pregnant. Who did you tell first after Kyle? So funny enough, I did not actually tell Kyle first. If you saw my pregnancy announcement, the like third or fourth photo is a text conversation between my sister and I literally took a picture of the pregnancy test that I had just taken, and I was like, is this positive? And she was like, oh my gosh, yes, very positive. So technically my sister found out first, and then I told Kyle. And then I like immediately texted my assistant. Okay, we're blazing through these. When is your sister due? So yes, my sister's also pregnant at the same time as me. She is 3 months ahead of me, and she is due in March. Truly feels like a dream to get to be pregnant together. Did you change your diet at all when trying to get pregnant? Yes. A little bit. I did start incorporating some organ meats, even like the year leading up to knowing that I was going to be trying to conceive. I was also really focused on eating enough protein, which protein is always a pillar of my diet, but I was like really dialed in. I did start to limit my alcohol consumption a year, maybe even a year and a half before. For so many years now, I've had a very whole foods, like limited processed food focused diet, low in inflammatory ingredients. So I didn't have to make a ton of changes once I was trying to conceive. Caffeine. Are you drinking matcha still? What about when you were trying to conceive? Currently, yes. I'm still debating quitting. There's like mixed information about whether or not caffeine is okay versus if you should quit. I'm gonna keep doing my research and really decide what's best for me. I was still drinking matcha when I was trying to conceive. I had quit coffee a year prior because it was just messing with my hormones. Do you eat fast food? If so, do you plan on eating fast food pregnant? No, and therefore no. Have you had any pregnancy cravings? Oranges. I eat like 4 a day. And berries, like so many berries. I think just fruit in general, but specifically oranges and berries. Hot sauce to some degree. I started really liking hot sauce in the first trimester. Sourdough. I've been loving sourdough. Those have been pretty consistent. And then I would get like these like really acute cravings in the first trimester that would last like an evening or 2 days, like Indian food, tacos, a spicy tuna wrap, specifically on a crispy tortilla, like super specific cravings, but nothing like that strange. Have you adjusted your diet at all since becoming pregnant? Honestly, not much. I read Real Food for Pregnancy right around the time that I found out that I was pregnant. And I was really thinking that I was going to discover all of these changes that I need to make in my diet. And what it really did was affirm the way that I was currently eating, which was amazing. Very whole foods focused, high in protein, low processed foods, low inflammatory foods, lots of mineral and nutrient rich foods. So yeah, kind of just affirmed what I was already doing. I did start to incorporate eggs once a week because they're a great source of choline. I can do a separate video on diet if that would be of interest. I am getting a lot of diet questions. Are you still running? How has movement changed? Okay. So I took up running over the summer after taking 6 years off. I was a college runner and then just decided I was done with it. And then in September, I got pregnant. And at about 5 or 6 weeks in, I became a horizontal person. I was so incredibly tired all the time that movement at that time basically ceased, including running. And I have not picked running back up. It has not been woven back into the workout schedule. At that time, I couldn't even go for walks. Like I would say 5 or 6 weeks till 12 weeks, I was just a zombie. I was sitting down in between filming shots when I was cooking recipes. I was laying down every afternoon. By like 1 o'clock, I was just like completely spent for the day. So movement changed a ton. And I think that was the hardest thing for me in the first trimester because exercise, walks, they've always been such a form of, it's just been really good for my mental health, really good release for me. And it was really hard not to be able to move in a normal way. I would do one workout class a week. And it was like my little gift to myself and to my mental health. And I would be completely spent for the day after that one workout. But it was like I needed it so bad. Second trimester, I have had great energy and I'm back to working out 3 to 4 times a week, walking every day. So movement has returned, thankfully. Are you still doing Pilates? Yes, I go 2 to 3 times a week to a Legree class, which is more like strength and resistance training focused than classical Pilates. And I have really incredible instructors who are very knowledgeable and help me with modifications because modifications actually started very early into class. I would say like 9 weeks, I started modifying because things just started shifting, center of gravity, your abs are moving around. So yes, I'm still going, just modifying a lot. A lot of questions about first trimester symptoms. So symptoms, nausea, food aversions. Sounds like a lot of you are in your first trimester and really struggling, and I feel your pain. My heart goes out to you. I mistakenly thought that I was going to just fly through pregnancy unaffected, and I had just never had difficult periods. And for whatever reason, I thought that those correlated. I'm not sure what social media post told me that at one point, but it's a lie. Some days truly felt like survival mode in the first trimester. Again, that week like 5 or 6 through 12. I had never experienced two truths so glaringly. I was miserable and I was so happy. Like truly, I would wake up grateful and happy every day, but feeling like absolute crap. And I would say that I was sick, like sicky, icky feeling until about noon every day. I wasn't throwing up, but I was extremely fatigued. And I knew that I was going to be tired. I had heard that, when you're pregnant, you're really, really tired. I had no idea about the extreme fatigue that you would feel. One week I was completely bedridden. And I know people feel, everyone's tired in the first trimester. People feel different levels of fatigue. I think my sister had a little bit of an easier time on the fatigue front. And I was just like completely out. So that was a little bit difficult. I had very inconsistent, for the most part, food aversions. But the thought of food in the first trimester would just kind of make my stomach turn. I had to have like really specific meals of whatever I felt like I was currently not disgusted by in the moment. So it definitely made filming content very interesting. And there are two recipes in particular that I was gagging as I was editing the video because I was so grossed out by them. They were delicious. I had made them plenty of times before and like loved them. Not first trimester. Thankfully, I did have a really good appetite though the whole time. So I had a relatively normal like eating schedule. I was just having to modify the food that I was eating. What was a symptom you didn't expect? It would honestly be easier for me to answer what I did expect. I went into this very blind apparently. Pregnancy emotions heightened so early into pregnancy, peeing in the middle of the night, bloating that's like almost painful, insomnia. Oh my gosh, I had bad insomnia. Such extreme fatigue that I felt glued to the couch. More plaque buildup on your teeth and inflamed gums. Apparently very normal. No one talks about that. Itchy skin as your belly starts to grow. Very vivid dreams. I actually dreamed about baby's face last week, like a very vivid dream of their face. And I was like, oh, I should try to draw this, just see if it's accurate. Sound and light sensitivity. I knew that I would have smell sensitivity, but everything seemed loud and bright for a while. There are so many unexpected symptoms though. I feel like I could just keep going on. Any food cravings? What about sleep habits? So we kind of talked about food cravings, but sleep, I slept like an absolute rock weeks 5 through 8. Like I have an Aura ring and I was getting 90 to 96 like every night. Then weeks 9 through 12, I started getting pregnancy insomnia and I would be up for an hour to 3 hours in the middle of the night. That was a little bit rough. Since then, I have been sleeping really well. I would say deeper than usual. The peeing in the middle of the night was really strange. That was happening like basically from the very beginning, around like 4 or 5 weeks, all the way through week 16. And then I stopped waking up to pee in the middle of the night around week 16. I think that is possibly because Kyle got me compression pants for Christmas. And every night I lay in them and they like massage your legs and like move the fluid up your legs. And that's supposed to help with not peeing in the middle of the night. We didn't buy them for that purpose, but a fun little side benefit. This was like the probably second most popular question. How long did it take to conceive? Were you guys trying? So this is a different one to talk about because everyone's fertility journey is very different and it can be a very sensitive topic. So I would encourage you, if this is something that is sensitive to you, like skip forward 30 seconds. I am a woman in her 30s and I think it is encouraging. My hope is that my answer is encouraging for other women in their 30s who go into it with the idea that it's going to take them a really long time to get pregnant. So we did conceive on the first try. How did you know it was the right time? People will tell you that there's no right time. You're never going to feel ready. You just have to go for it. And in my experience, that is very untrue. I got to a point, and so did Kyle, where we really felt like it was the right time. We felt really good about it. And prior to that, it did not feel like the right time. We really wanted to get more established in the city that we were still relatively new to. We wanted to feel established in our careers. Doing social media full time is still, I'm like about 2.5 years in, so still relatively new. Or am I 3? I don't know. I kind of lost track. We really wanted to buy a home. So thankfully, we both came to the conclusion that it felt like the right time at the same time. And then we started trying. Have you always wanted to be a mom? No, actually. For a lot of my young adult 20s life, I did not think that I wanted to be a mom. I was super career focused and I felt like that was going to be enough for me. Kyle and I got married and I really started to imagine having children with this absolutely wonderful man. And then that desire to have children just evolved. And now I am so ready for children. I'm so excited. How has pregnancy affected your skin? Asking as a fellow acne prone girl. So I had no issues in the first trimester. And then around 15 weeks, I would say, I started getting hormonal acne on my chin and around my mouth and have like a little bit still lingering right now. It's kind of come in and out. Some weeks it'll be great. Some weeks it'll flare back up. Truly the best reason I have ever had acne. So like the gratitude for being pregnant completely outweighs like the annoyance of having these breakouts return. But yeah, I have started to experience more acne in pregnancy. Quick water break. Apparently I need to be drinking a lot more water while pregnant. We are whipping through these questions though. Did you do anything special to tell your friends and family? Not really. I'm so low-key about this stuff. I told most of my girlfriends as we were like on a walk. We did do something special for both of our moms because it's Kyle's mom's first grandchild. And then my sister is obviously pregnant a few months before me, so going to be second grandchild. But it was just exciting to get to tell them in a fun way. But I'm not that good at curating like big moments. Weirdest cravings so far. I've been a little bit vanilla when it comes to my cravings, so like nothing crazy. Weird for me, I guess, would be that I've consistently really wanted hot sauce, but I don't really have any like weird cravings that have lasted. Things will be like super acute in the moment. This is what I want, but nothing like consistent. How has Kyle shown up as a supportive husband? How have you had to lean on him? This is such a sweet question. I love this. So Kyle, by default, is someone who does more than his fair share. He has such a servant's heart, and that has really shown up in this pregnancy season. I would say one of the sweetest things that he has done is really conform to my changing schedule. Like, I couldn't wake up early anymore. I had to go to bed super early, like some nights at 8:30. And he would stay in bed with me in the morning, sometimes until like 8:30. He would like work from his phone and he would go to bed with me really early at night. He has just like been really sweet about conforming to my schedule. And I don't know, because in the beginning you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so lazy. I'm not getting nearly the amount of stuff done that I used to. He has not only picked up that slack, but he's also just made me feel really comfortable in taking a step back and being restful and like really mindful of my energy outputs. And he has made or ordered dinner when I like could not stomach cooking in the first trimester. So he's just been absolutely wonderful, which is no surprise. Congrats, OBGYN or midwife you love in the Austin area. I feel like I need to go through this whole process to give like a thorough response to this. I have so far loved my OBGYN. I am, however, interviewing a midwife tomorrow. So I don't know what direction I'm gonna go. I will keep you posted. How was your London trip pregnant? Easy. It was an amazing time to travel. I was like 16 to 17 weeks. I had my energy back. My food aversions were mostly gone. Yeah, it was a great time to travel. Would recommend. Have you bought anything for baby yet? One piece of art that's gonna go in the nursery. I got hit with an Instagram ad and I was like, oh, that's so cute, I need it. And then a plate that we found in London that was like really cute. And we called baby the berry because in the beginning, all the apps tell you like what size the baby is, and it's like a blueberry, a strawberry, blah, blah, blah. So we call the baby the berry, and the plate has a berry on it and says, very good. What birth control were you using when you weren't trying to get pregnant? So I tracked my cycle through Natural Cycles, and it connects to your Aura Ring to track your cycle for your body temperature. And I had actually gotten an Aura Ring early last year, knowing that we were probably going to try to conceive or start trying to conceive. In 2024. So I got the Aura Ring to track my cycle, and that's what we used. I went off of like hormonal birth control 5.5 years ago-ish, knowing that eventually we were going to want to try to conceive, and I just wanted to get my body into like a natural hormonal rhythm before that. Okay, the big one, boy or girl? Okay, so before I answer this, I want you to take like 5 seconds to think about what you think it is based on, I don't know, my answers and whatever. I've gotten like quite a few DMs and comments that are like, we think you're this energy, and they've been right. It's kind of crazy. Majority of people who are guessing are right. So yeah, take your like 5 seconds to decide if you think boy or girl mom. I'm having a girl. Cannot wait to be a girl mom. So excited. All right. Thank you so much for watching my pregnancy Q&A. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you like these types of videos, I am a new YouTuber, so it would mean a lot if you supported my channel by following me or showing this video some love. And I will see you next time. Bye. Oh, hard to get up now.